In a world where one woman tries to start a podcast,
how will I ever do this on my own?
she thought she would have to get expensive equipment.
What? I can do all of this on a free app?
She thought she would have to find creation tools all over the internet.
You mean it can all be contained in an app on my phone and computer?
She thought she would have to do all her own distribution.
You mean to tell me this app is going to send it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all those other platforms for me?
She thought she would never make any money.
I don't have to wait for a minimum listenership to monetize?
She thought that she would have to find all kinds of different equipment and pieces.
But I'm going to download this free Anchor app and get started today.
Visit Anchor.fm and download the free Anchor app to be just like her, the ultimate podcaster.
Hello and welcome to the Lou Review. Today I am interviewing some people on location at Fall City Beer. We have Ryan Berg and Clay Owens, and they're going to tell me what makes Fall City Beer stand out because there are so many craft beers in Louisville. So thank you for reaching out to me, Ryan. What would you like me to know about Fall City Beer?
Well, first, thanks for coming out. We'd love to have you today. It's a nice, snowy, treacherous roads today.
We all risked our necks getting out here.
Yeah, just to get the podcast out there. We're really dedicated.
Yeah.
So things I'd like you to know about Fall City. My job is mainly I do all the digital marketing. I run the website, I do the social media. So I want people to know that it's a cool space to come to. I mean, you're sitting here in the tap room. It's a really nice space. We have a bit of a unique history in that we are the oldest operating brewery in Kentucky. We were opened in 1905, and we ended up going out of business in the late 70s, about 78, 79. And so there's a big gap in history when people didn't really know about us.
Unless they remembered.
So we get a lot of 50, 60-year-old people saying, "Oh, I remember my uncle drinking this," or my grandfather, or this was my first beer when I was 21, when I was in my late teens, that sort of thing. But then there's a gap where Clay's 29, I'm 30, where people our age who have become of age during a craft beer boom, when they may not know about Fall City. There's so many, like you said, there's so many new breweries that have opened within the last 5-8 years, and they make great beer too. But we want people to know that we have a very unique history. We are a great space. We make great beer. We have a lot of fun here.
Yeah.
And that's the big that's the thing about craft beers. It's fun. It's not supposed to be, it's not highfalutin. It's just good beer, having good times, and just hanging out with good people, making good memories.
Okay. So who made the original recipe?
Oh, the original recipe, that
would be Otto Dewar. The original recipe is Otto Dewar. That was our first head brewer.
Okay.
We actually have named our Oktoberfest that we release every year around September after him. It's called Otto Fest instead of Oktoberfest. But yeah, he is the mastermind behind the original Pilsner.
Okay. And then how many different recipes did they have before?
Oh man.
Did they have a bunch?
We were way back when we were mainly just making the Pilsner.
Before the 70s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is back from 1905 on.
They had one signature recipe. People came in, they knew what they were getting, and they wanted it every day, kind of thing.
Yeah. And when we were able to focus on just one beer, we were actually able to distribute to 7 different states way back when. We didn't start getting into craft beer until about 2010.
And that's when you restarted?
Yes.
Based on some outside investors who had the rights to it, and they wanted you to resurrect this as
Ryan
a concept.
Said, we shut down late 70s, and we were able to come back. The rights were passed on from certain families, certain businesses, and we were eventually a Louisville native was able to bring it back to Louisville in the early 2000s. And from there, we decided to keep that same classic Pilsner, that brand alive, but also try new things, as in different recipes, and really put ourselves out there and see what we can come up with. Now we're making over 30 different beers. We could always have 12 on tap at our own tap room, and then also distributing to different areas of Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. Anywhere from barrel-aged beers to sours to English-style traditional beers to Belgian beers. Anything you can think of, we're trying it.
Our head brewer Cam is a bit of a mad scientist.
Yes.
Oh.
He likes to experiment.
So basically, you gave him a lab, and now he's just going crazy with it.
Yes, 1,000%.
Now he's
Okay.
trying to take over the world.
Yeah, in his own way.
Yes.
Right, but you guys said it sounded like you had a very cooperative relationship with the other places around here. Because didn't you say when you were getting it restarted, you used other breweries?
Yes. So the brewing industry is there are a lot of craft breweries popping up, but it's not dog eat dog at all. Everyone is here to do their own thing, but to help one another. We want to grow the craft beer scene in Louisville, and not just Louisville. This is all over the country and all over the world. You know, there may be 5 breweries popping up this year, but we all want the grand scheme of things to Louisville to be known as a craft beer town. So say, and things happen. So say maybe one brewery runs out of grain, or something happens with delivery. You're always encouraged to call your other breweries down the road and ask for a little bit of help, and everyone always lends a hand because, like I said, it's kind of like a one team, one goal.
There's a great sense of community within the beer community. There's a lot of camaraderie.
Oh, like you're all drinking buddies or something.
Yes.
Yeah, and we all hang out. Like we hang out with the crew at West 6 all the time. We hang out with Akasha, with Gravely, Monarch. Like we all get along very well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is
It's
so
kind
sweet.
of it's kind of just part of the gig, you know. Like Ryan was saying, it's beer. You know, it's fun. You're supposed to have a good time. You're supposed to enjoy what you're doing. You know, there are good days and bad days, just like in any industry. But big picture, we want to enjoy ourselves, enjoy the time we have, and make good beer.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have this building. Is this building historically associated with Fall City at all, or is this just something they bought in 2010?
Yes, it wasn't. This is our newest spot. We've moved around over the years. I mean, it's been over 100 years, and so we've had to move a few times. But
although these bricks might have been here in 1905.
These bricks might have been here. Yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of age on them.
It's beautiful.
So this location opened in 2018.
Yes, something like that.
So when it was brought back in 2010, they were brewing beer. Was it over in Portland?
Yeah, close to it.
I think it was somewhere in the West End. And they were brewing beer strictly for distribution purposes. So anytime that they would have beer on, they did a neighborhood series. So if they were in St. Matt's, they would have the beer on at a bar in St. Matt's. If they were in Old Louisville, like Mag Bar would carry it.
Oh, wow.
That sort of thing.
So it's kind of like a hunt to find it?
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't really know unless you knew somebody to be like, where is it today?
Right.
Oh.
And now we're here at 901 East Liberty.
Good, thank you. Because I could not remember what I typed into the GPS. I just put in Fall City Beer. I'm like, where am I? So you have a huge room out in there by the bar, and then we are in a private room. So you have events here.
Yeah.
In this
So
room?
you can rent this out. Sometimes if there's a huge crowd in there, we'll open it up and just put extra seats.
Sure.
That sort of thing.
Right.
But
do you do table service then, or
no, it's bar service.
everybody walks up to the bar to get what they want and
Right.
then
Yes.
sit down?
So right now, what we're doing is you can see there's no bar stools at the bar right now, just
Right.
because of Omicron going on. So once that dies down, we'll probably put the bar stools back up and have people sitting at the bar again, which will be nice.
And then you don't have food made in-house, but you have a neighboring Mexican restaurant that you
Yeah,
have a lot of cross-traffic with?
Right, Banditos Taqueria. They do burritos, nachos, tostadas, all the fixins.
Okay.
And you're also welcome to bring in any food. If you love a pizza place, you can bring pizza in. If you want to make a sandwich at home and bring it, you can do that
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're not very strict on that.
Okay.
And dogs are welcome. Very dog friendly.
Oh, is that right?
Very dog
Okay.
friendly.
Well, that's good to know. I know a lot of people like that.
inside and out.
Yeah, we've got a
Oh,
beautiful
right,
patio.
because you have that patio out there. It's way too cold today
Right.
for me to experience that, but it looked very pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful in the summertime. Summertime, fall time, it is gorgeous out there.
It's got an amazing pergola outside.
Got a fire pit out there.
Fire pits. And a cool mystery machine van, or the Fall City green van. It looks like from something from Scooby Doo.
Oh my goodness.
It looks like an old like beat up bus.
Do you just what's it for? Does it deliver?
It used to be.
It used to be
how
Okay.
we delivered it.
It doesn't run anymore.
Okay, so now it's just like a historical artifact or something,
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
like they have that VW bus back behind O'Shea's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right, so everybody wants a picture with that. So if you were looking for a photo op,
That's
That's one
there
of
are
the ones.
several good places. This place is so photogenic, I feel like, because all this exposed brick and everything. But anyway, beside the point. Now, how did you two get started in this craft beer and get to Fall City?
Well, I started in the service industry at a craft beer bar in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
And I started to grow a passion for craft beer, and I didn't know anything about craft beer. I couldn't tell you the difference between an IPA and a Pilsner.
You were asking those questions I was asking you before this
Yes,
interview.
yes. And I think
We all start somewhere.
We all start somewhere, exactly. So one night we had, and it's funny that it's Fall City, but a brewer a couple of years ago, while I was working at this bar in Bardstown, he came down for a pint night, and he had a Fall City shirt on, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. He had this big beard, and I was asking him all these questions like, how you make beer, and I didn't understand anything he was saying,
But it sounded cool.
but it sounded really cool, and he had my interest. So later down the road, I decided there wasn't any breweries in Bardstown. It was a bourbon capital.
Bourbon, yeah.
So I decided to make the jump and drive up to Louisville one day and jump around for breweries to see if anyone was hiring entry level, mopping floors, whatever I needed to do, bussing tables. To
I
get
love
in.
just to hear the young enthusiasm there.
Yeah. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I actually started at a brewery downtown. It's called Bluegrass Brewing Company.
Well, yeah.
Started in '93, and I went in there and I asked him if I could serve tables for an opportunity to get in the brewery to learn. And told him I didn't know anything, but
They're like, we would like you to be a server, just to be a server, but okay.
Yeah. And
They always looking for new servers.
Exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was commuting from Bardstown to Louisville, so I was like, hey,
It's a long drive.
let them know my interest. And luckily for me, I was able to land a job on the first gig at Bluegrass Brewing Company within a day, and I never turned back. Just learned everything from a great guy and Toby Hunt, and. Made the move over to Fall City at the beginning of COVID, the first round.
Really?
Yep. And then I've been here ever since. Started brewed here for a couple of years, and then there was opportunity to help out in sales. So now here we are.
Nice. That is so cool. What about you, Ryan?
So I fell into the craft beer industry when I graduated from UK in 2014.
Okay.
I got my degree in kinesiology. I wanted to be a physical therapist, and I decided I didn't want to pursue that anymore. Wasn't very passionate about it. I always wanted a job that I would wake up and just love going to every day. So I ended up latching on with Alltech in Lexington.
What's that?
So that is a brewery. So Alltech is a big company. They do a lot of different things, but the very small slice of the pie is that they have a brewery. And I started out on the bottling line. I was working there during the day and then at a bar in Lexington at night, and just hustling and trying to make my way. Eventually worked my way up the ladder up to a brewer. And then in 2016 I decided to make the move to Country Boy Brewing in Lexington. And I brewed there.
Which is the name of the company.
That's the name of the
Okay.
That's Country Boy Brewing. Yeah, they have two locations, one in Lexington and one in Georgetown. And I brewed for them. I learned everything I know about how to brew beer from my boss, Evan Coppage there. He's a great guy. I brewed there for a couple years, and then there was an opportunity to get into sales. I had been wanting to move to Louisville for a long time, so that brought me here. And then when COVID came through, I lost my job with them. And I taught myself how to code websites. So I taught myself how to do HTML, CSS, Python, all that stuff. And I always had a penchant for social media. Always liked goofing off on my own personal social media. So I decided I wanted to start my own side business, doing digital marketing specifically for breweries.
Nice.
And I
they always say niche down. Well,
yes,
you did.
yes, yeah. I niche down to the thing I know best.
That's right.
And I had been friends since I moved to Louisville in 2018. I had become friends with Drew Johnson, the director of operations here at Fall City. And he called me up April 2021 and said, "Hey, I know that you're doing this thing with digital marketing. We have a need. We can probably help each other out." And I latched on as a freelancer, as a contractor, and been doing that since. And here in the next week or two, I'll be coming on as the official director of marketing.
Oh, okay.
So turning the side hustle into an actual job.
Well, that's awesome. So are you an employee today?
Technically, no. No.
He is here on his own time.
Yes.
Do you hear this?
Just promoting the brand.
Oh, but you said as of Monday, is that right?
So in the next week or two.
Sometime in the next week, because
Yeah.
I'm going to release this on a Monday.
That's
And
right.
wow, this is awesome. I love this getting off to a strong start.
Yeah, no, they
Very
they really helped me out when I was in a tight spot. So
Yeah.
it was COVID was not kind to anybody. Not saying that
Right.
my situation's any worse than anyone
Oh,
else's,
no.
but it was
Right.
not fun.
I think it's been a really great opportunity to reset for a lot of people.
Agreed.
And just from contemplating, okay, if I'm going to die, I want to die doing something that I love,
Exactly.
to, oh, I can't do that thing that I loved anymore, so I got to find something else to do. So,
Right. You get back into a corner and you have to pivot somewhere. So
right.
you have to find your way.
very good. So what is the next thing for Fall City Beer right now? What is I don't know, do you have a new event coming up or a new beer that you're releasing soon?
Our next, let's start off with goal. Next goal is to keep growing, and that's always
Okay.
the goal.
We're still trying to bounce back to the pre-COVID
Okay.
numbers. I think a lot of local businesses were hit, especially in
Sure.
in the beer industry, bar industry.
Yeah.
Hit pretty hard, and a lot of the places are still on that way up.
Definitely.
We, like I said earlier, we were in 7 states at one point, so we obviously want to get back to that.
Now
one
you're at
day.
3.
We're in 3 now.
We were at 7 in the 70s.
Yes.
Right? But not even pre-COVID since you restarted.
Yeah, we haven't been.
Okay.
We haven't been since.
Yeah.
So that's always a goal. And then find new and creative ways to promote our business and help other small businesses. We're very local oriented, so anything new that we can help, any sports teams or local restaurants or catering services or anything we can
Yeah.
do. We like putting up the word and letting them know that we're here to help any way we can.
Do you do trivia night here?
We sure do.
When is that?
The first one will be February 9th,
Okay.
and they'll be
Is that a Thursday?
it's a
What day?
Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
They'll always be on
Okay.
Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays,
On Wednesdays.
trivia night at Fall City Beer next to Banditos.
Next to Banditos.
Okay, so
So there will be 2 a month, and there will always be a week in between. So
Okay.
so in February will be the 9th and the 23rd.
all right, good deal. Well, that's fun. That's hugely popular with
Oh
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
people.
I love trivia.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it,
Not
but I
very
like
good.
but I like
Yes.
sitting there and listening to people be smart.
Right.
Yeah.
My husband will win them all the time, and we have a friend group who they're all about it, and I am all about going to restaurants all the time. In case you saw that, and so literally I don't pay any attention to the trivia part, but it's a great excuse to get them to go out when they wouldn't go otherwise. Cause
For sure.
yeah, so people like structure activities. So
And throughout this year, we're going to actually have some decades weeks too. So March we'll have an 80s week.
Oh,
we'll have
okay.
a 90s week, 2000s.
meaning we dress up, right?
You can dress up.
Yes.
We'll have all of our beers on tap. We're gonna have some themed merch. We'll have some bands come out and play.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, just saw the band that's gonna do our 80s week last night, and
Oh, yeah?
they killed it.
Can we say who they are?
They're called Vinyl Richie.
Vinyl Richie will be here, and when is that?
That will be either the first or second week of March. Haven't
Okay.
quite nailed it down yet.
So, in order to know about these things, people need to follow Fall City Beer on Facebook
Facebook and Instagram.
and Instagram. And what's the website? Is it fallcitybeer.com?
FallCityBeer.com.
Okay, very good. And then they can get all the alerts for your events that are coming up.
Exactly. Yeah. Follow us on social media. Check out the website. I'm very proud of our website.
You would be. Were you coding for that?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So I built that thing.
All right, from the ground up. Huh?
And you can also order beer and merch on there too.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Does it get delivered to their home?
Merch anywhere in the country. Beer is a little more strict. Only 12 states, 11 states, and then Washington D.C. allow beer shipping.
Oh, okay.
Directly from breweries.
But for those states.
But for those
Yeah.
states, we can ship from here
From
and
here
right
to their home.
right to their front door.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. You
Absolutely.
can't always get that straight from the website, so that's cool. All right. Well, thank you both, Clay and Ryan, for speaking with me today and introducing me to this great place.
Thank you for coming by.
Yeah. And follow them and at Lou Food Reviews on Instagram and Facebook for our next episode. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.